It's the Cool Kids Club. You've been invited to the Cool Kids Club. It's so exciting, yeah. Justin likes monsters, yeah. And Amy likes words in the Cool Kids Club. Cool Kids Club.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cool Kids Club podcast. I am one of your hosts, Justin.
And I am your other host, Amy. What?
Amy.
That's me. What's up?
What up?
Yeah. What's been up with you?
Oh, same old shit. How about you?
What?
I've been
on a trip.
You've been globe hopping.
I've been globe hopping. What's that?
Like hopping the globe?
Oh, globe. I thought you said glow. And I was like, is this some new thing? What have I been doing? Globe hopping. I need to.
You've been jet setting.
Jet setting, yes. Well, now I think glow popping is a thing that we should figure out what that is.
Globe hopping.
That's exactly what I thought you said, and I was like, is this...
Sounds like something you would do at a rave.
Those of you who are ravers, is that...
I know one or two ravers.
Do you? That seems like a culture that it's so far removed from my life. Like,
you're far too uptight.
Oh, I'm far too uptight, but like, what's the opposite of a rave? Sitting on your couch and watching 20-year-old episodes of Wheel of Fortune, which is what I'm doing. So that is the complete opposite of a rave.
Maybe it's just a different kind of rave.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it is.
Yeah.
But,
you could call yourself a raver.
That's what I'll do. I have been globe hopping. That is true. Yes. I just got back from a trip to Philadelphia / New York City. Did some really fun stuff. Saw Sweeney Todd on Broadway with Josh Groban, which was incredible.
Oh.
The Grobes.
Grobes,
yep. Saw Arctic Monkeys again for the second time. So my favorite artist. They were incredible. So, I had an excellent time. It was awesome. You just saw like a bucket list band as well.
I did,
a couple nights ago.
I saw Tenacious D the other night.
That's incredible.
Gosh, I went with Brian Wakefield of Brian Wakefield Music fame.
Oh, yes, of BrianWakefieldMusic.com.
And my wife, of course, and Brian's girlfriend. And we had a great time, and it just got me thinking about like how long I've been a fan of Tenacious D. Like, I remember watching them do like slightly cleaned up versions of a couple of their songs on SNL in like the late '90s, like during like the Will Ferrell, Chris Kattan years.
Yes.
And I remember the old HBO show that had like 6 episodes.
They have been around for a long time.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they were touring until you told me you were seeing them.
Yeah, they've been doing kind of these like limited tours. I believe this was the first show. I don't know if it was the first show of this tour or just the first show of this leg of the tour.
Oh, okay.
But it was great. It was as you can imagine, a ton of fun, and very lewd and very loud.
Yeah, very lewd and very loud. That's Jack Black.
Had a great time. Love the D.
Love the D. You do love the D. So we've been doing a lot of stuff, and what we've not been doing is podcasting.
No, we haven't, and this episode's going up a little late
sorry guys,
because of all the aforementioned globe hopping and glow popping.
Yes, been doing a lot of both
that we've been doing, but I'm happy to report that we're back on our shit.
We are. We're back on our bullshit. And we're here to give you an episode.
Yes,
about a very nostalgic topic for me, and in fact,
this one kind of goes back to our very first episode.
Yes,
which was the Burger King Kids Club, which was kind of tied in with the Burger King Kingdom, which was a direct response to today's topic.
Yes, McDonaldland. That's right.
Now I feel like you were particularly excited to talk about McDonaldland because oh my gosh,
I have realized that there are a couple of like IPs or just like areas of nostalgia that I like collecting and that I'm drawn to. Obviously, Polly Pockets.
You and I are collectors. We have that like maybe me more so, but we have that like collector gene.
Yes. I think there's a couple things. Barbie, obviously, Polly Pocket, Disney, like retro, like old school, like Mickey.
Well,
Minnie.
and we've mentioned you've got kind of the bones of a pretty solid retro lunchbox collection going, which I feel like we need to get some pictures up of on social media.
I know, we should. And one of the things I've realized I am very drawn to is McDonald's memorabilia, and not just the toys, the Happy Meal toys, because I obviously
the whole experience,
but like the whole, like the McDonaldland, like the characters, like everything. I've picked up some stuff in recent memory that is like McDonald's themed, and I've realized that I'm very
it was so
drawn to
ubiquitous.
Yes,
it was everywhere. I would put it on the same like for me personally, and probably for you too. I'd put it on the same level as like something like Nickelodeon.
Oh, absolutely.
Where it was just like such a constant presence in your childhood.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that it's taken us this long to get around to talking about McDonaldland, because I mean, you could not watch television
without
in the 80s and 90s without seeing McDonaldland commercial, especially kids television.
Oh yeah. I mean, McDonaldland and Nickelodeon is just hand in hand, hand in
hand.
No,
just marketing to me and making me obese. That's fine.
Check and check. Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Thank you, Grimace.
Thank you, Grimace. So what the fuck is McDonaldland?
What is it? So it is...
What is this?
What is this? So I think we're all pretty familiar, whether we like it or not, with Ronald McDonald.
Sure. Yeah.
He is a clown, right?
If you have enough pop culture awareness to have found this podcast, surely to God you know who Ronald McDonald is.
Yes. You might be a little scared of him, and that's okay.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean,
it's a good, healthy fear.
Despite how scary he can be, he is kind of, for a clown, kind of a soothing presence in the old commercials and stuff. And I think it maybe has to do with the actor's voice.
Yeah.
I always found he has a very friendly, kind of calming voice.
He is a friendly clown.
He definitely is a friendly clown.
Yeah, so that does give him an edge. He doesn't do a lot of the classic clown behavior. He's not like shenanigans. Like he does
clowning around.
Oh yeah, the clowning around. He doesn't ever like squirt water out of a flower or anything. Like he doesn't have a big giant red nose. Like he has a red,
he has a red nose,
but it's just a regular human nose that's clearly been painted red. He does wear big shoes though, doesn't he?
Oh yeah,
the shoes are enormous.
For sure, has the big shoes, has the striped arms on his
terrible hair.
Wonderful hair, wonderful clown hair.
Well, wonderful clown. Just making me remember. Do you remember how much we loved Bozo?
Oh, I mean, yeah, Bozo.
Like,
you're hung up on some clown from the 60s, man.
I knew it. But legitimately, like, are we going to do a Bozo episode sometime?
We'll for sure do a Bozo episode.
Oh, what was it at the end of Bozo with the bucket and the, what did they call that?
The Bozo bucket toss.
No, God, I used to fucking love the end of Bozo with that bucket toss.
Oh, fuck,
like that
Bozo.
makes me very nostalgic.
Right.
Anyway, Ronald McDonald and Bozo are the only clowns I'm okay with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
no Joker, no Pennywise.
Well, no, of course not. They're terrifying. Well, Joker not so much. He's just an incel, and I'm just not about that.
He is a bit of an incel.
He is a bit of an incel. Not a feminist, we should say. He's not a feminist.
No.
Anyway,
well, and you would think getting laid would mellow him out, but
would
even after Harley
think.
Quinn came along, like, he still was just that guy.
No, he almost got worse. He doubled down.
Anyway,
Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald is not an abusive boyfriend.
He is.
That we are aware of.
He is not.
Abusive
He is
clown
not
boyfriend.
abusing the Fry Guys. The Fry Guy
That we're aware of.
That we're aware of.
Now, as we have learned in the last however many years, don't meet your heroes because, we've had all these revelations come out about people, we admire, and then it turns out they're garbage people. So, in lieu of some kind of horrible Ronald McDonald allegations...
Oh my god, what if, tomorrow they come out with some allegations?
Oh my god, this episode will just be snake bit.
God, we'll just have to scrap it. You guys will just have to wait another week.
This will be the lost episode.
Yep. Anyways.
So McDonaldland is... McDonaldland's super old. The concept is super old. It's been around forever.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, Ronald McDonald was created in 1963. And the first Ronald McDonald was Willard Scott.
No, you say that name as if I know who that is.
Now, you would mostly remember him as the guy who... He's dead now, but he used to be on the Today Show or something like that, giving the weather and telling old ladies happy birthday.
Now, the only...
Kind of doing what Al Roker does.
I was going to say, the only Today Show weatherman I know is Al Roker. Willard Scott. Okay, I'm Googling... Oh, absolutely. Yes. Okay. His face.
Yeah, I was like, Willard Scott.
Okay,
even if you can't place the name.
He was the first Ronald McDonald?
He was the first Ronald McDonald. He was one of the creators of the character Ronald McDonald.
What?
And it looked a whole hell of a lot different than the Ronald McDonald we're talking about.
He just died 2 years ago.
Yeah, he died. Yeah, I knew it was really recently.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, now I'm going to look up a picture of him. Oh my god, very different. Much more clown. Much
more sinister. And,
harder into the clown. Does he have a cup as a nose?
Yeah, his nose is a cup.
I do not like that.
Like a soda cup.
I don't love that. This is not no. And
This is not a clown I can trust.
This is not absolutely. This is not a clown I can trust. Ooh. Okay.
Amy's getting upset.
I don't love it.
Let's move past it.
All right, move past it. Willard Scott, we got it.
Well, there's kind of these. There's a couple. There's different eras of McDonaldland. Two big eras.
Two big eras.
And we're gonna kind of focus on the second one because that's the era we're talking about. But the McDonaldland campaign. So Ronald McDonald had been around as a character for a while. Mm-hmm. In 1970 is when they started doing the McDonaldland advertising campaign, with the commercials and expanding into all these different characters. Mm-hmm. And there's a set and you can look these up on YouTube. They're pretty wonderful, and very especially these early ones. They're very psychedelic. Because this is 1970, 1971. So you have this kind of the 70s era of McDonaldland, which really is kind of a separate era because not long after they start, they got sued by Sid and Marty Krofft, who are the people behind HR Pufnstuf.
Okay.
Yeah,
so they were saying
HR to Puffin and the stuff.
I do. So they said that they were stealing their idea, basically.
Yeah, they basically were like, "You're ripping off our TV show. It looks just like it. It's you, like HR Pufnstuf is the mayor of this town, and you have a mayor character, and it looks just. And plus, I think the person who did the voice of HR Pufnstuf was even the voice of Grimace in the really early commercials. So they got sued, and they ended up ruling in favor of Sid and Marty Krofft for the amount of $50,000. And then this kind of goes on. They appeal it, and it kind of goes on for years throughout until the late 70s, when they reassess damages, and McDonald's ends up having to pay a whole lot more than $50,000
Shit.
to Sid and Marty Krofft, they are ordered to stop producing some of the characters. So we sort of have we have some characters who are brought forward into the 80s and 90s, and then some who they are ordered by the lawsuit to stop using because of their similarity to HR Puff and stuff. And then there's some others that just sort of get dropped along the way. So we're not going to talk too much about this era.
Okay.
And also, there's probably a lot we're not going to talk about because this is a huge, huge topic.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just the amount of material, and I mean, countless.
Are we at a Goosebumpsian level of merch?
Absolutely goosebumps.
Okay.
I mean, this is McDonald's.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the McDonald's kids.
Yeah, they have more money than God.
This is their advertising geared toward kids. They have more money than
Yeah.
God. Yeah, it's absolutely a Goosebumpsian, if not more.
Yeah.
So the characters that remain following the lawsuit, you got Ronald McDonald, of course.
Obviously.
Grimace,
Oh, Grimace.
the Hamburglar,
Okay.
and the French fry goblins.
They called them
Later
goblins?
Goblins with 2 B's. I double checked that because
Ooh.
at first I thought it was a typo, but Gobabolins.
Oh, okay.
The French fry Gobabolins, who would later be renamed the Fry Guys, and then later Fry Kids, because they added
A female.
fry girls.
Okay.
And then they changed the name to just Fry Kids.
Yeah, that's fine.
You also had Mayor McCheese survive the
Mayor
lawsuit.
McCheese survived?
So you had a couple who survived the lawsuit, but then they kind of got phased out.
I guess I just thought
the
Mayor
mid-80s.
McCheese would have gotten axed because they were complaining about how there was a mayor character.
Yeah, I don't know how all the legalities played
Yeah.
out, but Mayor McCheese does live to fight another day.
Okay.
After the lawsuit, as does Officer Big Mac, and Captain Crook, and the Professor. The Professor was like a human character that did like science experiments and stuff.
Okay.
So those 4 are kind of phased out by the mid 80s.
Okay.
But I mean, you got to know Mayor McCheese and Officer Big Mac.
I do know those. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and then they do have gigantic hamburger heads.
They do have... Yeah,
So
they're hard to miss.
They're hard to miss.
I believe I have a glass with Mayor McCheese. A drinking glass
Yes.
with Mayor McCheese on it. Yes.
Yes. So what the hell is McDonaldland? So it's kind of like a Narnia, right?
Ooh.
Or like a
Okay.
Middle Earth.
Like you
right?
go through the bathroom door at McDonald's?
No, no, there is lore.
Oh my god.
You can travel between the worlds using play slides.
Oh.
That's how you get. It's like going going to the back of the wardrobe.
Yes. What?
And going into Narnia. Yeah.
I love
you
that.
You can go between worlds. So like a lot like the old like 70s commercials and stuff, they're all set in this fantasy world. In the 80s we start getting like the characters coming into the real world and interacting with real kids.
It's like with the new Jurassic World movies. Like, eventually they start... they bring them to the real world, and now we just fucking have dinosaurs and, like, Manhattan
now
or whatever.
these hamburger demons have escaped their realm and have invaded Earth.
But I'm not mad about
the
it.
80s.
Because I love a McDonald's french fry.
Yeah.
I love a little double
yeah.
cheeseburger.
Now, the McDonaldland itself.
Okay.
Let's talk about some of the scenery of McDonaldland. You've got the sentient Wizard of Oz type trees.
Yes, I recall those.
That grow apple pies.
Not apples.
Okay.
Apple pies.
You got a hamburger patch and a French fry patch.
Ooh, could you imagine just having a hamburger patch?
Oh, just like, I hope
go
I
out
get
there
a good
and
harvest.
Just go out there and...
Get a good harvest of burgers this year.
You could just go out there and just pick those french fries right off the vine.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
Now, how about this one? A milkshake volcano.
What?
Like, I feel like would be delicious, but also deadly. It is a volcano.
Yeah, like, is that hot? Like a volcano? Or is it just
No,
cold
it's a
milkshake?
cold... cold like a milkshake. But I mean, it could still destroy your home and kill you.
I was gonna say
Enough milkshake could definitely do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A lava amount of milkshake.
I just saw Dante
definitely do
speak, so I know. For the first time I watched.
So you
Dante
know
speak.
all about volcanoes.
I know all about volcanoes and Pierce Brosnan. So yes,
That's right. Yeah.
So yes,
that's a decent. That's a pretty good one.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah, yeah. That one.
Filet-O-Fish Lake. Of course.
So okay. So you'd go fishing for Filet-O-Fish. You'd cast your line, and you just pull up a Filet-O-Fish.
Captain Crook, who we kind of mentioned a minute ago, and we'll talk about a little later. He like steals Filet-O-Fish sandwiches, so he's always out on his pirate boat. You know, on Filet-O-Fish Lake.
Now tell me, Justin. Could you pinpoint the last time you ate a Filet-O-Fish?
You know, I every once in a while do have a Filet-O-Fish.
What?
Well, hey, let me tell you.
I know they're not bad.
No, they're not bad. They're good. Like if you're gonna get a fast food fish sandwich, you could do a lot worse.
Yeah. Remember our dad
I don't get them all
loved
the time.
Filet-O-Fish.
I would say maybe like once a year, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe probably not even that often.
Yeah.
But like once every couple years, I'll get it.
You just get a hankering.
I like a Filet-O-Fish.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a Filet-O-Fish for lunch today.
In honor. I do feel like I should eat McDonald's today.
Honor of Captain Crook and his Filet-O-Fish Lake.
Now, if you really want to honor him, you'll steal it. You will not pay for it.
I could steal it. I could go hold up the McDonald's for a single Filet-O-Fish.
It doesn't seem worth it.
$1.50.
It doesn't seem worth it.
It doesn't. I mean,
It doesn't.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
Okay. I still think he would be happy. I still think he would be pleased, even if you didn't steal it.
If he knew the spirit, was there. It just doesn't make a lot of sense for me to
risk your
burn my entire life to the ground for a single fish sandwich that I could easily afford. So,
Anyways, this place sounds magical as fuck.
It's magical as fuck. You also have like aliens. You have like hamburger UFOs who show up occasionally.
Oh, I love that.
You've got like the moon is the man in the moon. Ronald of course has Ronald McDonald's house is there.
It's basically like everything is sentient. Everything is a character.
Yes,
it's like everything has.
And they're all food. They're all McDonald's
food. Yeah.
food.
I love.
But you also have a lot of different terrains. You got the forest. There's a little town. There's the ocean, where the Filet-O-Fish live. There's outer space with the moon and the aliens.
So cool.
The alien's name, Amy?
Yeah.
Cosmic. MC. Cosmic.
I love that.
I thought you would.
Oh my god.
That's pretty solid word.
That is pretty solid. I love that.
So let's talk about these characters, because that's the fun part, right?
Oh god, yeah.
So I feel like we've already kind of talked about Ronald McDonald.
Sure, yeah. He is.
You know who Ronald McDonald is.
He's a cultural icon.
Cultural icon.
Yeah.
No one else is on the level of Ronald McDonald. No one else in McDonaldland. He is
the Burger
the
King.
Leader.
He tried.
He is the prophet.
Yeah.
Burger King tried. He is the figurehead.
Yes.
Of McDonaldland.
Now, I know that this doesn't, McDonaldland as a thing doesn't really exist anymore, and we'll of course talk about that, but
sure.
Ronald McDonald is still a spokesperson, I don't know, he's still a part of advertising, mascot. Right?
Not a huge part of it.
Or do I just spend too much time watching old commercials, so I think that he is?
Well, both things are true.
Yeah, okay.
He... more in the last decade or so, or the last couple years, he's shown up in more stuff, and in like materials and restaurants and stuff, as have some of the other characters. But through most of the 2000s, like there wasn't. If you were ever going to see a Ronald or McDonaldland character, it was going to be Ronald.
Yeah,
but they weren't like actively making commercials,
right,
with that character. Kind of through the dark days,
Yeah.
2001 to present.
Those have been dark. Well, and we know why. We've already talked about it.
9/11.
Ruined everything.
Never forget. All right, so we know who Ronald McDonald is. Amy, tell me about the Hamburglar?
Well,
This mischievous little scamp is what he is.
My favorite part about the Hamburglar is that he just speaks gibberish. He's just like he's always just like, it's just, but you always know, you always know what he's trying to get across.
Yeah.
He is, he's kind of, I guess he's
a tiny boy.
He's very little, and he's kind
little.
of he's sort of like Captain Crook in that he's a burglar. So he is always...
There's so many of these characters, Amy, either are or started out as, the whole gimmick is they steal the food.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's like...
Hamburglar steals hamburgers.
Yeah. Captain Crook steals filet of fish. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's always just trying to steal hamburgers and cheeseburgers.
Yes.
And so
he's got the prison...
Yes, the stripes.
Black and white stripe
he's got that
gear
black
and the
hat.
mask.
Right.
The hat and the mask, like,
almost
it just covers your eyes, like a bandit.
I was going to say very bandit looking. Yes.
Yeah.
So then when they kind of reintroduced him later on, he was like a friendly... He was more...
They softened... There were, like... McDonaldland has, like, redemption arcs.
Oh, my
it's
God.
Weird. And Hamburglar's one of them.
Did he get rehabbed?
He did get rehabbed.
Yeah.
As did Grimace.
Yes.
Because the Hamburglar is one of the OG antagonists, right? He's the bad guy. Mm-hmm. He's Ronald's nemesis. But then they kind of eventually soften the whole thing up, and it's like, well, Ronald doesn't really have a nemesis.
Yeah.
He's just more of a mischievous scamp who, like, steals hamburgers and, gets into trouble. But he's not a bad dude, necessarily. Right. He's just hungry for burgers.
I mean, aren't we all?
I get it.
I do get it.
He loves to steal. And probably
he's a kleptomaniac.
He's one of the other than Ronald, I feel like the big three are Ronald, Hamburglar, and Grimace, right?
Yes, I do feel like those are the ones that I like when we say McDonaldland, like those are the ones that come to mind first.
Now Grimace
and Birdie.
Grimace is introduced. His name at the beginning is Evil Grimace.
No.
Evil Grimace, who is a big purple monster. Mm-hmm. He originally has 4 arms that he guess what he does with those?
Steals.
He steals milkshakes and Cokes.
Mm-hmm. I like how that's like the only... I mean, it's pretty tame. It's for kids. They're just like, what? Yeah, it's not like he murders people. Like, no, he just...
Well, no, I was just saying that because they all steal.
Oh, no, I know. I just think it's funny that, like, they thought, like, well, we got to have a bad guy, like a foil to Ronald McDonald, so, like, what could they do? And it's just like, oh, just steal. That's, like, the tamest thing that they could do. So they all just steal.
So eventually, pretty early on, I feel like they take away 2 of his arms.
They just lob him off.
They lop him off. I feel like he was kind of an Island of Dr. Moreau type of situation.
Oh, here we go.
Like, let's lop 2 of them bad boys off and give you a normal number of arms. Mm-hmm. And from that point on, he's just kind of portrayed as, like, friendly and clumsy.
Well, because they took his
equilibrium
is all off.
So his equilibrium's off because
they took 2 of his arms.
Also, probably very traumatized.
Yeah. He's like, okay, I won't steal anymore. I mean, what kind of country is this? You cut your hand off for stealing.
I know. What kind of backwards shit is that?
Jesus Christ. It's very biblical.
So, here's the most interesting thing I learned about Grimace today. Mm-hmm. Of the many things I learned about Grimace today. What is Grimace? Okay, so he's a big purple monster.
Purple people eater situation, yeah.
A purple people eater situation. And, but actually, what is he? The consensus, and this has been said several times by, like, higher-ups in the McDonald's world, in the business, that I tend to believe that this is true just because of the number of times it's kind of been said. He is a big anthropomorphic taste bud.
Ew.
That's apparently... I also heard like a blob of milkshake, but they don't have purple milkshakes, so
Well, until this year.
Until this year. So big anthropomorphic taste bud, I guess, is what we're going with.
Boy, they were really reaching, weren't they?
Which I feel like they were. That is a reach.
Yeah.
Implies the existence of a gigantic tongue with thousands of Grimace.
Oh God, no!
Just wriggling, Amy.
Justin, no.
Just wriggling.
Oh, my trypophobia is triggered. Well, that's fucking disgusting.
The fry
Let's
kids.
move
I'm
on.
sorry. The fry goblins.
Goblins. I love them. They're so cute.
The fry guys, fry kids, fry goblins. Honestly, might be my personal favorite.
Now they don't even have any arms, and yet they're still trying to steal French fries. How?
They have so much personality
They
for
do.
for basically being like big shaggy ball creatures
Just shaggy
with eyes.
balls with legs.
With legs, no arms,
No.
but they still manage
Well,
to
they
steal
learned
the
their
fries.
lesson
You have
with
to have
Grimace.
someone stealing the fries.
They were like, he has too many
We got someone
arms.
stealing burgers. We got someone stealing milkshakes and cokes. We got someone stealing filet of fishes.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have someone stealing the fries. That's the fry kids. Again, I think they were sort of rehabbed later on, but it was more of more mischievous than villainous.
Yeah, just little youths.
You know.
Just youths.
And then, like we mentioned earlier, they changed the name to Fry Kids.
Yeah.
And then they added girls with presumably bows. in
Yeah.
their hair. So you could tell they're girls. And then they were the Fry Kids.
Yes.
Now the Fry Kids are the. I feel like I should mention. The Fry Kids are the focus of one of my all-time favorite McDonaldland commercials.
Yes.
Which was the Fry Guys in TV Land.
Yep.
I believe it's called. Which was on the OG Halloween tape.
Yes.
That involves Ronald McDonald chasing them through virtual reality.
Oh, I can hear that music now.
Thing.
In TV land. My fries! Oh, Fry Kids! I'll change their channel. There they are! You? Looks like I'm back in control.
So the Fry Kids have always been a personal favorite.
Yes, I do love the
Honestly,
Fry Kids. I do love Birdie.
Yeah, Birdie.
Birdie's the first female
big yellow
character.
bird. The first female McDonaldland character.
Yeah.
Yes. And she comes along in the 80s.
Yes. She's just like a big yellow bird wearing a pink jumpsuit. She's got a flight cap and a scarf, very Snoopy is the Red Baron situation.
Sure. Yeah.
So she was made, I guess, to promote breakfast items.
So Birdie's full name is Birdie the Early Bird.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
And so they were rolling out their new breakfast
stuff.
menu.
Yeah.
And so that was Birdie's corner of the sandbox.
I see.
Plan.
And I think it's funny
As
because
it
her
were.
whole thing is flying, but she's bad. She's a bad flyer. She's not good at it.
Yeah, she's like Grimace. She's clumsy.
Yeah.
She was Island of Dr. Moroda somewhere off the coast of McDonaldland.
Now, do any of these
doesn't fly well?
Do any of these characters have relationships? Is there anybody who's oh, Birdie and the Hamburglar are kind of is there?
There may have been at some point. I'm not aware of it, but I'm sure there are some folks out there who know a lot more about McDonaldland than me who would be able to answer that. I don't know. I could. You don't have a lot of female characters.
Well, no, and they certainly aren't having guys
and
like
they
guys.
certainly weren't going to do homosexual relationships
No.
back in the Dark Ages.
No.
So doubtful, but maybe.
Yeah.
If Birdie was gonna hook up with someone, do you think the Hamburglar would make the most sense? I feel like Grimace would make the most sense because they're both
clumsy.
They're both kind of clumsy and big and just kind of aloof.
I think Grimace makes the most sense. Yeah, Grimace makes the most sense.
Grimace and Birdie.
Yeah.
So we're officially shipping.
We're shipping. That's exactly right. Do people
Grimace
still
and
say
Birdie.
that? We're shipping them. Yeah.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. There's also the Happy Meal gang, which is a Happy Meal, which starts out
anthropomorphic,
as
of course.
anthropomorphic Happy Meal. It's basically anthropomorphic Happy Meal box with a hamburger, fries, and a drink. Now, later on in the 80s, this kind of comes in the early 80s, and then later on, they would be joined by you-know-who.
The McNugget Buddies.
The McNugget Buddies.
Yes.
Now, you have several of the Halloween McNugget Buddies.
I have all of them.
All of them?
I have all
there
of
were
them.
so many.
Well, I have all the Halloween ones. There were only two sets of those. So there's 12 total. There were other McNuggets that were dressed up as other things, but they were not Halloween ones.
Now, the McNuggets I feel like are brilliant, and they were the star. They were the focus of a lot of my other favorite commercials, Halloween and otherwise.
Yes.
And I feel like the McNugget Buddies are kind of brilliant because it's like just a blank slate.
Yeah,
you can just like
it's like a Mr.
You can make
Potato
1,000
Head.
of them and just like give. Yeah, exactly. It's like put a hat on this one, and it's the construction worker McNugget Buddy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then go through all the village people.
Exactly. Well, they already have a cop though. Well, he was phased out by this point. So.
Well, they have a cop. That's Officer Big Mac. So Mayor McCheese and Officer Big Mac, they're the law and order of McDonaldland, and they're phased out by the late 80s.
And then it's just like the Wild West.
Officer Big Mac spends most of his time chasing Hamburglar and Captain Crook, but once they're kind of rehabbed and or phased out like Captain Crook was, there's really no need for him.
Yeah.
So, plus ACAB.
I was just gonna say ACAB.
I beat you to it. And Mayor McCheese, he is bumbling and incompetent.
So let's make him president.
So,
he
they made the right choice and phased him out.
Okay. They said, just go on home. We'll pay you your salary for the rest of your life. Just please go home.
We mentioned Cosmic.
Yes. Alien. Oh gosh, okay. I do remember Cosmic. He has many arms as well, but he's an alien, so... Yeah,
that's acceptable.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And he's kind of like a sphere. His suit is a sphere.
Yes.
Right? He's kind of like a tiny alien with a bunch of arms all around.
He looks like a shrimp.
He looks like a shrimp that's wearing the Technodrome from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's correct. And has
a bunch of arms sticking out.
Yes.
But all this is acceptable because he's an alien.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I will allow it.
I'm just looking at a picture of all these guys, and they're just so goddamn cute.
How about Uncle Grimace? Now he of course was brought in to promote the Shamrock Shake.
Oh,
he's Grimace's Irish uncle, Uncle Grimace.
Okay,
and you still see him occasionally since they started. When they do the Shamrock Shakes.
Yes. Do you know I've never had a Shamrock Shake? Never even tasted one.
I've had Shamrock Shakes. Yeah, I like them. I think they're. It's not something I would get all the time. But yeah, it's kind of like
they're minty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I like.
I do too.
But I can see what people don't like that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I ever really remember Uncle Grimace very much.
Well, it was kind of... I don't know that because he was really only they only created him really to promote the one item, which is like a limited item that they only offer like a month out of the year anyway.
So he would pop up every March.
He'd pop up here and there, and I don't know that he was so much being used in the late 80s and 90s. That when we were... I think that was a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But I think now, like, you kind of get some of these characters popping up as, nostalgia.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Because, I mean, they still do the Shamrock Shakes, or they do them again.
Yes. Yes.
So, of course, there's just countless commercials.
So many.
Advertising materials. Way too much to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
In any reasonable amount of time. These characters are, of course, the basis for themed equipment in the play places.
Of course. Because now they already had play places before...
Play places.
Play places. before McDonaldland became a thing, but then once it did, then they kind of would revamp them, and then of course all these characters would be in the play place as part of the equipment stuff.
Yeah, and you'd have like a Ronald McDonald bench.
Yeah.
You'd have them up on the walls. Like usually there was one of the walls in McDonald's that had like a mural of all the characters or something. Like stands, like display things that show like the Happy Meal toys. Happy Meal toys themselves, of course. Countless Happy Meal toys featuring the McDonaldland characters. Again, way too much to talk about.
Yes.
McDonaldland Fun Times was a magazine. Now, this was published 6 times a year, and this was pretty popular.
Oh, man.
Apparently. I remember. I don't know if we ever had any of them, but I certainly remember seeing them.
Oh, I bet you could find some of those on eBay.
You definitely can.
To eBay.
1989. There is a made-for-television movie, Amy, that I haven't checked, but maybe it's on YouTube, and we should probably watch it. The Adventures of Ronald McDonald, McTreasure Island.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
And this is 1989. So it's got all the good ones.
Oh, 100%. That is a golden year.
McNugget buddies are on board. It's probably got Cosmic.
Justin, I just found a McDonaldland picnic game, like a board game from 1981 on eBay.
And
it is beautiful. Oh my god. Oh, this is a problem.
And now is the point of the show.
Where Amy becomes distracted.
Where Amy pauses and gets really distracted by browsing whatever we're talking about on eBay.
That is true. Okay, I'll put my phone up. Oh, it all looks so fun though, all those colors.
Them colors.
Them
colors.
Back to the point though. Yes, can we please hunt this movie down and watch it?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I'll get right on it. Okay. So from 1998, we're getting a little later now. 1998 to 2000, Klasky Supo, I think is how you say the name, who's the person who created Rugrats.
Oh, okay.
They did kind of in a partnership with McDonald's a video series, The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald.
Huh.
That was just kind of like a ongoing series. Featured Ronald, Grimace, Birdie, Hamburglar.
Just getting into wacky adventures.
Getting into wacky adventures and learning lessons.
No, we have not mentioned his dog. He has a dog named Sunday?
Ronald has a dog, Sunday.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, who I think is just... the Sunday is very pessimistic.
He just has a bad attitude?
He's got a bad tude, so I think he's a bit of a... he's the yin to Ronald's cheerful, friendly yang. Would be.
Yes. It's like a Grinch and Max, but reversed.
Exactly.
I see.
You also had some video games. You had
of course.
MC Kids in 1992 and McDonald's Treasureland Adventure in 1993. God. Now, I know MC Kids features Cosmic. So... I bet Casey, whose full name I will not say.
No, don't dox Casey.
No. I'll bet he could get us copies.
Oh, I bet he could.
Again, the merchandise is just ungodly.
Oh, my God.
Merchandise.
And I want it all.
I mean, that's what they are. They're advertising mascots.
Yeah, I mean, that's their whole thing.
But it was a cultural thing. It was, it's crazy how... we talk about the Burger King Kids Club and we talk about the California Raisins and how these... I mean, I think it really speaks to the, consumerism and...
It is.
Of the 20th century and 21st century.
Yeah.
That these are things that have stuck with us for years and years.
That's true.
So, like all good things, in the early 2000s, they start phasing it out.
9/11.
I feel like we have this conversation every episode.
I know. Well,
there really was a cultural change in those first couple years of the millennium where all the shit I loved went away.
But I mean, you can't deny, and I mean, whether or not it really is 9/11. But I mean, it is there was a cultural shift. I mean, you can't deny that.
No, for sure.
It just was.
For sure.
I mean, it's the same thing happened with the pandemic. You know, I mean, it's just
So
something
they
that
had
large.
Yeah.
Things changed, and one of them is that
Things
no more
changed,
McDonaldland.
and one of the, as far as I'm concerned, the terrorists won because
The terrorists
I hate to-
killed McDonaldland.
so they have this decision to make in the early 2000s. You have this kind of conflict between these two advertising agencies, and one's like, let's double down on McDonaldland. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
More McDonaldland. And the other side is like, no, we're really all in on this I'm loving it campaign. And you can imagine which side wins out.
Yeah.
So starting in like 2003, I believe.
Yeah.
They're
That
really, by
sounds about
2003, they're all, McDonaldland stuff is pretty much all phased out. Like, you may see Ronald pop up on stuff occasionally,
Right.
but that's really it.
Yeah. I mean, he is pretty
and then
ubiquitous with
Yeah, and then the I'm loving it campaign that lasts for years and
years.
years until
Is that why do I
honest-
think that's Justin Timberlake doing that? Did I?
there was a Justin Timberlake commercial.
Okay, that's
Where
why
he
I'm
did-
thinking that. That did
Yeah,
the
I
I'm
remember
loving
that
it.
commercial.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Do they still do the ba-da-ba-ba-ba sound?
they have it has been phased out in the last couple years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even that's gone. I mean, there's even nostalgia for that.
I mean,
That was like high school, college.
time marches on, I guess.
Oh, now what do they have? Now what do they
I want to go back.
Do they have anything good now? What are they doing now? They're making
I don't know.
making fun of poor Grimace. Really, that was the internet.
They were making fun of Grimace a little, but that was a meme.
But that was more the internet that was making fun of.
That was more the
Not
internet. Yeah,
McDonald's.
Grimace. Yeah, and I think it came from a place of love.
Did it?
I don't know. I don't know and I don't care. Yeah, so they still show up on like the cookie pouches,
Oh,
the little
Justin,
McDonaldland
do they
cookies.
still make those cookies?
I think so. Yeah,
It's all fucking apple
you're
slices
gonna
now.
have to get. We're gonna have to actually get McDonald's for lunch.
Yeah. Oh, those cookies. They're like such little good butter cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
So-
a butter cookie.
A lot of the big characters,
Mm-hmm.
Ronald, Hamburglar, Grimace, Birdie,
Yeah.
The Fry Kids, have started appearing in stuff a little more frequently
Ooh.
since about 2015.
Well, because we're all nostalgic for it.
Right, yeah.
yeah.
You know, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
However, a lot of the stuff they appear in, a lot of that is now based around the Ronald McDonald House charity.
Oh, okay. So it's like supporting that.
So they've brought some of that back, but a lot of it's around the advertising for the charity.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Which, yeah.
Which is an excellent...
Which is, yes, I was about to say, you know, we didn't talk about Ronald McDonald House, but it's
It's an incredible organization.
it's an incredible organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done some volunteer work with them.
Yeah.
In the past, and yeah, it's really
Yeah, we have
really
a very
fantastic.
nice Ronald McDonald House here.
we do.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah, so that you know, that's an actual real world positive contribution.
That is, that's
that
not
McDonaldland-
consumerism. That's
That's just that's
Just helping
something
people.
that really does make people's lives better.
yes.
Now, because we have sort of enough time has passed to where there's a lot of nostalgia for
Yes.
this stuff in 2019. So you actually had, I think it was Remco in the 70s, the old school McDonaldland, did a series of figures of characters. To eBay!
You saw me get my phone. I was like,
I did.
They
I
do?
saw you get distracted.
They
I saw
do?
I saw the distraction. And then in 2019, you've probably seen these in the stores. Funko began producing a series of McDonaldland Pops.
Oh yeah,
Which I don't have any of.
I have the Fry Guys.
See, those are the ones I would want. I
They're
want the Fry
so
Guys.
fucking cute.
So they did Ronald, Grimace, the Hamburglar, Birdie, and then the McNugget Buddies were like their own line. So there's a ton of those.
Yes, and I
then
didn't feel the need
Fry
to get
Kids were
those
their
because
own
I have
line.
all the Halloween McNuggets. So
Right.
yeah.
They also did Mayor McCheese and Officer Big Mac. They did some old school characters.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
So I think there's some nostalgia.
Yeah.
Well, there certainly is some nostalgia for it.
I wouldn't mind
there's,
getting the
there-
other pops in the McDonald line.
They are fun looking.
Yeah, they are very fun, and they're not, looking at eBay, just like they're not really expensive.
They're pretty common.
Yeah.
I've seen those in stores a lot.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of where we're at with McDonaldland. Like, it's not obviously a focus, and it's not something they're doing a lot of commercials and marketing with like they were in the 80s and 90s.
However,
but however,
this year,
yes,
they did a Grimace's birthday promotion, and they had a Grimace milkshake, which became an internet phenomenon.
Which became an internet
phenomenon and like a meme. But really, they were just like, the commercials were like, it was showing like his birthday party when he was like a little Grimace. Mm-hmm. And they were very nostalgic, and it was like, celebrate Grimace's birthday. So I'm like, I wonder if they are trying to, if this is the beginning of like bringing some of those characters back, but in like a different way.
I think you're right. I think that was probably, especially because it was successful.
Yes.
That we're gonna see that again.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna surprise me if we see something along similar lines with some of these other characters, and in the next couple of years, see kind of the reemergence. We'll do a follow-up episode.
Now, will you think the characters will be older and more grizzled? Or are they frozen in time?
I don't think you age in McDonaldland like you age here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's perfect then.
Yeah, I think they kind of they exist outside of time.
Okay.
I imagine.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's how I like.
You're not gonna get like a little Hamburglar who's had like double knee replacements, and now he can't burgle.
He's still gonna be
scrappy.
Spry.
Okay.
He's still gonna be spry and scrappy.
Okay.
Just stealing them burgers.
Stealing them burgers right from the burger patch.
So it won't surprise me if we see something like that in the near future. Some kind of
a
Gen Z Hamburglar.
No.
Influencer Birdie.
No.
Oh, this sounds terrible. The more I'm talking, the more I'm just like, this is going to be horrible, isn't it?
She's like twerking on the beach while somebody
films it. You just don't put that evil on me.
Oh my God, no. It's probably true.
We cannot end the episode on that.
Oh, no.
We cannot.
No, I refuse.
Twerking influencer Birdie.
It's coming. Let's talk about what we're going to get at McDonald's this afternoon, because now I feel like I should eat McDonald's for lunch.
I'll be honest, I haven't had a filet-o-fish while I've been thinking about it since you criticized me earlier.
I wasn't criticizing. I've not had a filet-o-fish since I was probably in high school.
I think you should get a filet-o-fish today.
Maybe I should.
And you know what? Get like another sandwich or something, so that way if you don't like it,
I remember liking it. I just so rarely am craving a fish sandwich. It's not that I think they're gross. It's just that I am never like, I'd love a fish sandwich. That just doesn't happen very often.
Well, give it a try.
Yeah.
Expand your boundaries a little. Think outside the box. Open yourself up to new experiences.
Okay.
Like the filet-o-fish.
Like a filet-o-fish.
Or new old experiences.
There you go. God, this has been very, very nostalgic, which I know is our whole podcast, but
that's the whole shtick we got going on.
But man, I do love old school McDonald's stuff.
It really is your wheelhouse.
It really is. A little fun tidbit. We can end the episode on this fun tidbit. I was in Nashville about a month ago, and I went to this wonderful place called the Starland Emporium. And it is a vintage store. And not only did they have a giant Ronald McDonald phone, and I was like, how much is that? And she was like, it's not for sale. It's our shop phone. So literally that's the phone when people call.
Which is disappointing, but also like, these are my people.
But also I was like, this is baller. So I was buying something that was retro McDonald's. It was like a McDonald's like little dry erase board thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm talking to the woman ringing me up and was asking her about the phone.
I believe they follow us on social media, don't they?
I don't know if they do or not. That'd be amazing if they do. And so she was like, yeah, my partner and we collect McDonaldland play place equipment. And we have a ton of it in our front yard.
What?
Our front yard is like a McDonald's play place. I said, what? So I asked her like where she lived, and she's kind of telling me, and we didn't have time to go by it that day, but then Katie, good friend and listener of the podcast, did go by later on and sent me pictures, and it's incredible.
Will you send me the pictures?
Yes. So somewhere in Nashville, and I'm sure you could probably find, it's probably on like Atlas Obscura or something. I mean, I'm sure you could probably find the address where you can drive by, and it's a personal residence. So
yeah, we're not going to dox this person.
No.
I don't even know.
Please don't go up to their door.
I couldn't if I wanted to.
But
please don't.
You could do a drive-by and see their front yard is...
Don't do a drive-by.
Well,
Just drive by. Don't do a drive-by.
Oh, okay. Just drive by.
Cut that.
Drive by, see the play place, Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Incredible.
We're going to have to make a pilgrimage.
Yes. Next time I'm in Nashville, I do want to see it. And I will I will take pictures and post them.
We'll report back.
That's right.
Amy, you wanna hit us with some plugs?
Yeah, I'll do some plugs. You can find us on social media, pretty much just Instagram at this point, right? I mean, are we over on X?
We are.
Okay.
We are still on Twitter, X, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
So
we're on
sure.
on X and we're on Instagram at Cool Kids Club Pod.
I don't check the Facebook and Twitter as much.
Yeah.
So if I'm not as responsive on there, I apologize.
Yeah.
Instagram is where we're most active at Cool Kids Club Pod.
Yes. Yeah. So definitely come check us out there. We are very active on there. Justin does an excellent job maintaining all of our social media stuff. Interacting with the folks. I like how I just go in and comment from my own account on Cool Kids Club stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think
that's fine.
that's
well,
funny.
You know, it can get confusing if you got more than one person commenting on this from the same account.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, go follow us on Instagram, chat with us. We are both personally on Instagram at Amy Reads TN. It's me, obviously. Justin, you are at Lousy with Ghosts.
Yes.
So if you want to follow us personally, and then of course, thank you to Brian Hey Guys Wakefield for our banger of a theme song, all of our bangers, of which we only have one more episode before we transform.
We're gonna metamorphosize into Ghoul Kids Club.
Ghoul Kids Club. It's coming.
It's coming.
Very
However,
soon.
I'm gonna tease the next episode, which is we're not Ghoul Kids Club yet.
We're not. Nope. We got one episode.
I'm gonna give you two teasers without telling you exactly what the topic's gonna be. The first teaser is that it's a movie club.
Yes, it is.
So movie club is back, and the second teaser is that we're gonna have a special guest. That's right.
Hey guys, I know what the topic is, and I know who the special guest is. And
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a good one.
I think.
Hey, I also want to shout out Blue Bard Cage, which is wrestling podcast I do. It's less of a podcast that you get on your podcast feeds now, and it's a live stream. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook.
Okay.
We usually go live on Saturday afternoons for a while, though not today. But we're doing it pretty regularly, and I'm one of the co-hosts over there. So, if you like talking about wrestling, classic wrestling, modern wrestling,
Talking about wrestling,
go follow us.
There's been a lot going on. It seems like over there. In wrestling.
It's been a hell of a couple months.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about.
Yeah. So definitely go over there.
Just wanted to make sure we plug them.
Absolutely. Check
us out.
Check them out, guys. Just do it.
Check us out.
Just check them out.
Just do it.
Oh man, I think I'm ready to slide down a play slide right into McDonaldland and just stay there forever.
Yeah. The McDonald's down the road from me does still have a play place.
You think you can get down that slide?
We'll see if I can squeeze my fat ass down that slide, and we'll see where I end up, whether it is in the magical world of McDonaldland or in a pit of dirty balls.
Or the hospital, because you got stuck.
or the hospital.
I'm just like, cut to the fire department having to cut Justin out
they
of
have to
a
get the jaws of life
slide
to get me
made
out
for
of
a
the
5-year-old.
Yes, I'm just wedged in there real good. Like the Nutty Putty Cave guy, but in the play place.
Cut the structure open. It's been there since 1975 because Justin tried to get down the slide.
And just my fat ass is just hanging, fat pale ass is hanging out.
Butt crack from the top of your
face
shorts.
in shame. Butt crack.
This is what we wanted
Butt
to end
crack
the
on
episode
display.
on.
This is how we want to end the episode.
This is a good podcast.
I stand by it.
Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. Another episode in the books. Episode 63.
Yep.
Did we say that at the beginning?
I don't think we did.
Episode 63, guys. Another one in the
There
books.
you go.
Thank you all so much for listening. As always, and until next time, stay cool.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Stay cool.
Definitely stay cool. I know you can do it. I have faith in you.
I believe it. We're rooting for you to stay cool.
Take along a friend and grab a hold of Ronald's hand. Follow Ronald McDonald through the land of apple pie trees. And don't be surprised if you meet Big Mac and Big Cheese. There's thick shake volcanoes. You'll even find a French fry thatch. Now just turn around and see if you won't find a hamburger patch as you're heading for